Yup, since we're live, let's go. Yup, since we're live, yo. Hope I'm audible enough. Yup, since we're live, yo. Hope I'm audible enough. Yup, since we're live, yo. Hope I'm audible enough. Alright. Hello guys. Since we're live, everybody. Yo. Later in the future. Hope I'm audible. Alright. Hello guys. Since we're live, everybody. Yo. Again, if you do not know exactly what I'm trying to achieve with this, hope I'm audible. Alright. Daily streams. Hello guys. Since we're live, everybody. Yo. Again, if you do not know exactly what I'm trying to achieve with this, hope I'm audible. Alright. Daily streams. CGTrader. Hello guys. And I have yo. Again, if you do not know exactly what I'm trying to achieve with this, hope I'm unable. Alright. Daily streams. Hello guys. And I have yo. Again, exactly what I'm trying to achieve with this. Alright. Hello guys. Again. So what exactly what I'm trying to achieve? Alright. So what exactly what I'm trying to achieve? I want to just take the momentum of that 1st of February, that Sunday, just start streaming from that Sunday. Alright. So what exactly what I'm trying to achieve? I want to just take the momentum of that 1st of February, that Sunday, just start streaming from that Sunday. Alright. What exactly what I'm trying to achieve? I want to just take the momentum of model that 1st of February, that Sunday, just start streaming from that Sunday. Alright. What exactly what I'm trying to achieve? I want to just take the momentum of model that 1st of February, that Sunday, just start streaming from that Sunday. Alright. Probably not. What exactly what I'm trying to achieve? What's the model like Sunday? Probably not. I probably should be putting days on days, but it's cool. Last model like solar panels. I probably days on this, but I have gone through last model like solar panels. I probably days on this, so I have gone through last model like solar panels. I probably days on this, so I have gone through last model like solar panels. All messed up. So it looked like I was playing a video in the background, and oh shit. This is insane, actually. Actually insane. I feel like ending the stream and starting all over. Okay. It looks like the beginning of the stream was all janked up, and I don't even think you guys heard me. So I'm just quickly going to run through what I said. For those of you that don't know why I do these daily streams, I am trying to, as much as possible, create a lot of models that I can upload on my CGTrader. So what happened of recent was that I noticed I don't make a lot of sales, and I feel like it's probably because of volume. I have only 12 models on my CGTrader account, and maybe for like a week, I might just have 3 or 4 sales, and that could amount to like maybe $10 or $12 at the end of the day. What I'm trying to do now is model a lot and have that volume behind the account and see if I could make a lot more. So it's more of an experiment somehow, a little bit. After this, I want to see how I could kind of batch upload or upload one by one. I don't know how CGTrader handles things like that. Just for a backstory, I already have a list of things that I want to model. On Monday, I did a cosmetic set. On Sunday, I did a cosmetic set. And on Monday, I did the solar panels. So the thinking is that, like, I don't know, what inspired all of this was I was coming to church or coming back from church on Sunday, and I think it kind of just hit me like a ton of break that, oh, that Sunday is the 1st of February. Like, why don't you just start streaming from this 1st of February? Like, it's a good date to start in terms of like the optics. And then I also felt like I had a lot of momentum on my side since it, fell in a good day, stuff like that. So I just started streaming from that Monday. I did a cosmetic set. I did solar panel. I think today I am going to be doing the bench. If NEPA like, let them take the light. I don't really care at this point. I'm going to get through to doing what I need to do for today. So let's get to it. Park benches. I'm going to look for references. For this park bench, I don't want to do just one. I probably want to model 3 of this. And it's a very, very simple model to handle. Really simple model to handle. So I'm probably going to think about a way to... I don't think I can model one more thing this night. What I can do is model 3 or 4 of this. Yep. I'll model 3 or 4 of this and then call it a day. If you are on the stream, you're welcome. What I'm doing right now, I'm just looking for references that I could use to model. This is a park bench that I can model. I think, yeah, this seems pretty straightforward. I would model that. I think I like this one too because it's okay. This looks like a whole set that I could just import into Blender and model each of them. That's not bad at all. As a matter of fact, I'll keep that aside. I really like this one these ladies are seated on. Let me check the stream again because I don't want any. All right, stream's good. Did I open this? Yeah, I think I opened this. Did I? This is generated with AI. I don't know. I'm not sure I mess with it like that again. I want to do this one. I think that's cool. That's a good amount of models to get through today. What's the time? I have about like 40 minutes to get through all of this. So we're going to start. I'm going to first of all clear out the scene, and I think the first thing I should do is save the file. This is day. This is day 56. So I'm going to create a folder for it. Day 56. And we're going to have day 56 on here. And we're going to call it a park bench. First thing I want to do, I want to define a scale for the scene because I want this to be built to scale and looks like something a human can sit on. So I have the cube, and I know that the height of a cube in real world scale, it's close to what, a tall person looks like. No, maybe not a little bit taller than an average person. So I'm going to bring in an image reference right here. Oh no, not an image reference, like an asset reference. I do have all of this, just humans that I use a scale for my scene. So I'm going to just pull one right here. I'm going to centralize that and GX. Oh no, onto GX. So I'm going to come to the X view right here. And I can GX. Just like so. So for this person to sit on a bench that is comfortable for them, I think it should be around something like this. GX. Something like this should be comfortable. I think probably want to start a little bit above the knee. So the sit part should be a little bit above the knee. And then this width could be smaller. No, this is too big. SY. This is the part where the lap is going to sit on. And this part right here is going to be a backrest. Looking at this right now, I feel like this part is too small. So I'm going to scale on the y-axis. And while I'm creating this, I want to be able to visualize like the ideal scale for these benches. I don't want it to look like it's a miniature model. So I'm going to just put things in the appropriate size. I think this I want to move on the Y a little. So if she sits right here, I'm going to GY. Yeah, I think this is cool. So I'm going to use this as just a guiding reference, simple one. And I'm quickly going to go through and just model the ones that I've saved out. I'm going to start with the first one I come across. Which one is it? No, I'm not going to start with this. I think I'm going to start with this one and then just build up from here. I'm not going to zoom in so I can swipe in and out to see what it is I am modeling. I wish I could bring this into the software. I wish I could. Should I take a screenshot and drag it in? Or model by eyes? So I'm going to take a screenshot and bring it into Blender. Take a screenshot, bring it into Blender. Desktop, I can drag that into the scene. RX90. Scale that down and I can bring down the opacity of that just a little. And GZ. Looking at the reference I've created, you know what? I'm going to convert this to curves so that I can see the actual place where this stops. Convert to curve, geometry. Yep, that's cool. That's a good reference line for me. So I'm going to start modeling. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a plane. I can come to the front view and GZ just like so. And I can SX like so. And I can SY, bring this in. So what I want to do first is I'm going to create the backrest, E and Z, come to the front view to see it's approximately at the point, and then these I can bring down just like so. GY. This I can bring down a little bit, and then this right here I can easy. So in the front view, I think it's approximately at the same point. And what I want to do with this now is to apply a subdivision modifier to it. Now, what the subdivision is going to do for us is help us achieve the rounded feel of the bench. Something I want to also do is, I think this curves to the back a little bit. Like right here, it curves to the back. So I want to E on the y-axis just a little, and E on the z-axis just a little. So I can GY. Okay. So this right here, I can bevel that just to create holding loops right here. And I think this bench needs a holding loop, just something small, because I want to maintain that curvy look to it. Right here. Right here. No, I don't think I need on top. That can be as round as it wants to be. Another place that needs, let me adjust this holding loop. This place is too round for me. So I can SY, or SX rather. Then this part needs a holding. Just like so. Shade smooth, and yeah, I think we have the first look of how this should look like. I would duplicate that and move it into a dump collection in case I need to call back that shape. Then what I want to do next now is create all of these wooden planks, all of this wooden sequence around it. I think with my estimate it should be 3, 9, everything should be like 13. It looks like 13 or 15 across. So I'm going to try to apply the subdivision on this and see how many it gives. This gives about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think this gives about 12. Not a good number for this right now. So I probably want to space things in a way that we are able to achieve that number. I can GG. And I think this is something we can work with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dissolve this edge. I'm going to go through all of these edges and I'm going to bevel it. And after beveling, I'm going to, let me see if I can space all of this to be equal distance. Loop tool space. Nope, that's not what I want. Then I'm going to select this instead and then loop tool space that and see if it's going to space equally. Loop tool space. Okay, it's not spacing equally. Can I relax? Okay, I think relax solves that a little bit for me. So I'm going to start creating the wooden stuff right about now. Like, I think I'm stalling a little bit. Okay. Maybe I can do this. I can bevel that just like so. But before I bevel, I want to apply the scale. So all of those would be equal. Just a smidge. And then I can delete those faces, select all, and I can extrude along the normals inward, just like, or outward. Let's do outward. Better outward. Then I can shade auto smooth, and I think we have it, save for some intersections, which I think I can solve by making the extrusion, or I can make the bevel thicker so we have more spaces in between. Can delete those faces, select all, and then extrude along normals the other way. Extrude again along normals, then shade auto smooth. So yeah, we have something that looks good. Then I want to model the stand, all of this stand around it. So I would call back the dump that I sent out. Where is it? This right here, I can duplicate that and bring it to the main collection, turn off my dump, and I can scale this on the x-axis, just like so. GZ, yeah, and this can GZ, GY. All right. So with this, I think I can create the metal arm bar around that. So I can select these two edge loops, or I can apply the subdivision, select these two edge loops right here, and then scale on the x-axis. And then these faces right here are what I need to create the armrest. So what I'm going to do is invert that selection and clear the other faces. But before I do that, let me make this insert properly. So I'm going to S on the x-axis, and then let's do that again. Delete faces. Invert, delete faces. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to recalculate normals, and let's look at the reference again. Okay. I'm going to extrude on both sides. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to extrude along normal on one side, but let me apply the scale first. Extrude along normal on one side, and then I'll come to the other face right here. And also extrude that along normal, just like so. I already have some things clipping here, so I probably want to spread all of this out in such a way that it doesn't clip into each other. GG, 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 GG. Okay, so this on this side, I probably want to delete it so I can just mirror this to the other side, right? And then I want to auto smooth. That's it's looking way thicker than it should. So I'm going to come to the front view and SX, bring this in a little bit. So with the way this is looking like, I want to select these edges. Right here. Okay. And then I want to bevel that a little bit, just a smidge. before I bevel out, let me extrude. I would clear this edge right here. I want to extrude the foot so that I just bevel the whole thing together. So I'm going to extrude this length right here. Looking at the reference, let's see. GZ. Bench is a little bit bigger than her, so I'm going to GZ. GZ. Bring this up a little bit. And then the back also has a leg, so I'm going to extrude one of these boxes out to create that. It's taking me so long to create one of these. I don't know why, but let's go. Extrude on the Z, and then scale on the Z down to 0. Scale on the Z to 0. So on the side view, we can GZ and make sure it's level on the ground. I probably want to select all of this and scale it down a little. Scale on the 3D from the 3D cursor. Okay. Okay. Then if you look at this, it feels like it has a strong base. I don't know if that base is adding anything, but that is to make it look like it has a strong base design-wise. So I'm going to do this. Same applies to the other side. Thank God I already mirrored this. Then I'm seeing an iron rod behind. So I'm going to do that also. Create an iron rod behind. The iron rod is also going to be a cylinder. I'm going to rotate on the Y by 90. Come to the front view, scale it down. And I'm going to scale on the X-axis. Scale on the X. Scale down, scale on the X. So with that done, I'm going to come right here and just fix this on this side. So I can scale. I'm going to change that to bounding box scale and scale on the X into place. All right. GZ. So this is cool. I probably want to start sharpening up those bevels. I feel like with this design, it needs something like this: GY, SY, 0. I didn't like the other design. This is small, much more solid. So right here, we're going to select edges, basically, so that we can bevel those. And select this edge, select this tool back here, and then we're going to bevel a little bit, just a smidge. And if I add subdivision on this, it is not working. So I want to, all those places that are not making the subdivision work, I want to add loops to them. For example, right here, it's not making it work. Right here too, let me check my stream. Our stream is good. I'll select this loop, select this also. Yeah, I think I pretty much have everything. So let's bevel that again. No, I need this 1, 2. Bevel again. Let's see, and then I'm going to add the subdivision. And there's something here that is not working, so I'm going to go back again, and I think I have to select this one right here. I'm going to bevel again. The subdivision with this side is proving to be a menace. Let me see if I can fix this. Turn off subdivision and let's see what's going on here. GG. Let's see. What's making this not to, or do I need, okay, I need holding loops right here. I need holding loops right here to fix that. Simple, easy peasy. This entire thing, I want to bevel all of it, but I also want to add, if you look at it, you would see that there's some nuts and bolts on it, so I want to create that too. So let me bevel first. I'm going to release. Can I? Let me see if I can select everything in that direction or length. Okay. Oh my God. I probably need to come to the front view and clear this. Or maybe make the selection like this and then dissolve those edges. Dissolve edges. Then right here I can select all, apply scale, and then Control B to add that bevel. Right? Then I want to add those nails and fittings to it. I think inside here I want to create an inset. So you see from here, maybe from here up until right here, and then from here up until right here. I want to insert all of those and then extrude inward once, then extrude inward again. Let me isolate this so I can see what I'm doing. View. What's this? I want to clean this up quickly. Merge at last. Merge at last. 1, 2, 3. Merge at last. I'm going to do it to this part too. At last. I want to go into this model because I feel like there's still going to be more that are hanging around. Delete edge. and then fill in that space. So let's do that insert again. I'm going to select these faces from here right down to here, and from here right up to here. Then I can insert all of that. Extrude one, extrude the main, and then extrude again. So this is cool. GY. Okay. For the notes, oh my god, that's going to be a headache. The notes are going to be a headache. What's the best way to approach this now? I'm going to scale from individual origins. I'm going to extrude. No, scale first. Extrude inward. Scale or insert. And then extrude outward. I'm going to select the boundary loops and then bevel that. Then I think this loop right here, I also want to bevel that. I'll select, same with this. For those of you guys wondering, the plugin I'm using there is Mech Machine. This, in order to select this with Vanilla Blender, is going to be very, very tricky. I'd have to go one by one, but with that, it just helps with determining what you need to and select, and it does it for you. I feel like this is too big. Too big, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to do that all over again. Control Z. Scale. I'm going to insert. Let me extrude. Insert. Extrude out. Select boundary loops. Bevel that. And then I can select this with L. Can I select same length? No. Let me just go and do the other side, jelly. Select Y, L select. So we're just going to zoom in right here and bevel that just a smidge. View, frame to selected. Okay. For this entire bench, I'm going to separate by loose parts and then select all of this and see if I can link object data. Okay, I can link object data, but it's changing the position. That's not what I want. I want to link it in such a way that transfer match data. Can I? Nope. You know what? I'm going to select everything and resolve all of that origin to the geometry. So set origin to geometry and then link object data to this. But why are you affecting the rotation? Oh, don't touch the rotation. What if I apply all transforms, bring everything back to the origin and then do that link again? Oh, still affecting rotation. Let's link again. Nope. So I'm going to do it without the knots. That's going to take so much of my time to go one by one. No, I'm not doing that. So the first bench took me 30 minutes, 40 minutes as a matter of fact. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this out of the way. I'm going to bring in an empty GZ, scale down GZ, scale on the x-axis, and I'm going to parent all of this to that empty. Let me do a little bit of material work. So I'm just going to go to my polyhaven and look for wood material or wood texture. And what kind of wood is this? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to select all and then I'm going to do a cube UV project. I think I want to modify the material a bit and make this a bit darker. So I'm going to change this to shader, editor. I'm going to go to the color and add a curve to this and just make it a smidge darker. Then the stand on this side, I want to apply all the modifiers to the mesh and then I'll look for a metal, dark metal texture that I can use for the handle. I feel like this is good, but I don't like the groove that it has. Maybe I can just create the metal texture. Let me see. You know, I can just use this one. That's blue, but I can mess with the color, hue, saturation, desaturate all of that, and then make it darker with the curve node. Okay. This right back here too. I'm going to link material and I think we're done with this. The only thing I want to do, I don't know if it combines really well. Like this is really dark and this is really bright. It looks somehow in 3D, but I'm just going to work with this. And all of this I'm going to send into a new collection called bench 1. Create, and I'm going to turn off that entirely. I'm going to move on to the next. I want to build this one. Kind of the same thing actually. But how do I want to approach this? Yeah, I'm going to just start. the way I'm going to approach it is going to come later. I'm going to use this one for scale because they're technically kind of the same thing. It's just that their stands are different. SY. And then right here, easy. Right here, GZ, easy. Right here, GZ, EY, EZ. Add in subdivision. Bring this out, and I can just move this into place, just like so. And shade auto smooth. Then what's the next on that? I want to create these grooves. So I'll first of all apply this subdivision, see what it looks like. I probably want to space this out properly. No. Nope. Relax. So I think I'm just going to manually figure out the spacings for these things. GG. Dissolve edge. SC0 GZ. What I'm trying to do is get the spacing right for each of the wood. GG. Let me check the stream. Okay, cool. A little too much for me. Okay. So select the edges. And same thing we did last time. But this time apply scale. I'm going to delete the faces, and then for this I'm going to extrude just a little. I'm going to apply auto scale. Before I do that, let me duplicate that mesh so I can save it later. Save to dump. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out which is which, and then delete face, select all, extrude along normals. shade auto smooth. I can recall what I just sent to dump. I think this is it right here. So what I'm going to do next is duplicate that and move it to the main collection. So all the dump can go off now, and I can turn this one back on. So the reason I brought this here is to use this same curve that I've established to create this right here. You will see it has a spine that runs through both the center, then the right and the left. So I want to do that. But let's go on. So this right here, I can select and GZ. I want to make sure it flows on the body, and if it's not, I probably want to look for another means to do this. GY. G. 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 Okay. SX. Then right in here, I'll bevel. And then maybe I want to apply. First of all, I want to apply this subdivision. Then you see this face round here and this face. I am going to delete these faces. Nepa, they're just tweaking today, like completely bugging out. I can select this face, delete, then select these two faces and delete. So with this, I can create, select all, and then extrude along normals. But I want to apply scale and extrude along normals. Okay. I think some of these are poking out of the wood. So before I extrude, I want to fix some of these things. G. 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 Then SX, I can scale this down to be smaller. Just look distinct from others. Looking at this now, it feels like compared to this, where I can see the spine easily, I can't really see it here. So what I'm going to do, I can select all and let me see if I can scale from individual origins. And then scale on the x-axis. All right, I think I got it. Then let me hide all of this actually. GZ. Let me see what the stand looks like. We have a cube and then we have a cylinder. So I'm quickly going to do that. a cube, and then a cylinder. So I think for this, I'm going to isolate this one, P, separate by loose parts, and then this one, I'm going to delete this. So what I want to do with this is treat it differently, as it is going to be what is going to form that entire base. So first of all, bevel this just a hint, and then I can mirror to the other side. Okay, cool. So we have, first of all, a cube extruding down from here. Let me apply that subdivision. Cube extruding from here first, and then we have a cylinder that runs across it. So I'm going to call cursor to this point, and I'm going to bring in a half a cylinder, or let's bring in a full cylinder first, and then we can have that. So I can scale down, and then I can GZ just like so. GY, GZ. So right here, I can delete all of these faces down here and figure out a way to connect these two meshes. So this right here, I can select and then reduce just like so. Let me see how it connects again. I first of all want to connect these two first before I figure out how that's going to work. So right here, I want to bring in 3 loops so we can do something like this. So this is 5 altogether, and we have 3 inside here. So I can delete 2. Can delete this one and this one, and then this right here I can just merge at last. This right here too. Then I think same is going to apply over here. And I was here thinking this was going to just be a straightforward modeling exercise. Okay. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I promise you, I didn't get that. So I'm going to undo all of that merge to last that I just did. I think in order to get that shape, this needs to come down GZ. And then I have to figure out an extrusion of this that will intersect kindly with the ones that we've created. So I can GZ and EZ all the way down like so. Let's see. Yep. So the cylinder can extrude all it wants, but it will just be independent of So I'm going to apply scale. Okay. Alt S. Let me extrude that again. Something that is going on is an extrusion right here. So I think it inserts and then it extrudes along the mouse, just like so. So I'm going to couple this both so that it sticks together. Basically, I just don't want it to be lying follow like this. So I think this is where I'm going to do that merge at last. So I'm going to do that again and see if it's going to work. This is now getting tricky. You know what? Then right here, then this at last, then I think same is going to apply. I don't think you guys are hearing me right now because I think I'm actually locking in, and this is not how stream is supposed to work. I'm supposed to like interact with you guys, man, but if I don't lock in, I might not figure this out. God, it will be a disaster because I was just going through a very long method. If I select this two and it bridges perfectly. Okay, it didn't bridge, but there should be a way to go about this thing that I'm doing. How can I connect both? There should be a way, man. I just can't figure it out right now. Then last but not the least, right here. So I'm going to come to the front view, and I'm noticing that the cylinder is way fatter than the rectangle up top. So I'm going to scale all of those and make it relatively the same. And then I can add a subdivision and just see how it's working. So places that I'm seeing that would need bevels. Number 1, this right here. 2, this right here. 3, this 4. And I think everything else can be okay. Right, and then I need 1 in here. And I think 1 in here too. shade smooth. I think right here I want to make this flat. Right here to make this flat. And I think that is that about this bench. I'm no longer working on this bench again. It's done. So do I want to bring, I think I want to use the exact same wooden texture material. So I'm going to bring this wooden texture. And then I'm going to use this metal. SX. So I can select all and then merge. I think I'm going to take 30 minutes more on this stream because I'll be very, very pissed if I don't do one more. All right, I needed to get an extra 30 minutes. Cube right here. Scale on the Z. Scale on the Y. And then parent or to the object, G. So this right here is bench 2. New collection, bench 2. So I'm quickly going to do bench 3, which is going to be, I want to do this one. This one looks like something that's going to give me wala. No, I'm not going to do that one. Can I just do one of this? Open, open, open. There's no time. Yeah, I can give this a go. I'll give this a go right away. Yeah, let me do this. Again, same routine. I'm going to bring in a plane this time around, not a cube. Scale GZ, SY, and I'm going to SY, duplicate R by 90, and then right here on the side, I want to make it lean back a little bit. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm gonna build this exactly the way it is on here. And the reason is that I can't really figure out what's going on the ground part. SY. So this I'm going to break into 3. And then this, in fact, I'm going to join both. And then this I'm going to divide into you know what, this right here I'm going to GG, and then I'm going to break this into 2. So I can select all, and then no, I can just select only these outer edges, right? And I can bevel those first, or I can select all, apply scale, bevel those, then delete those faces. Select all of that and then extrude along normals, just like so. Yeah. So I think that's good. Then it needs a wedge from behind. Pause. Pause. Absolutely pause. Then I should bring in a cube that I can scale down, scale on the z-axis. I can copy the rotation from this. Oh man, I can't copy this rotation. So I'm just going to do it manually. Scale, move up to this side, rotate. And then with this, I can easy scale on the z-axis to 0. Right here, GZ. I can SX, just like so. And they have to go on both sides, so I can GX, select that, and mirror to the other side. Cool. Right about now, I don't know what the shape is, but it's looking like two concave lenses together. Oh my god. Looking at two concave lenses together, so I feel like I want to simplify. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, let me first of all bevel all of this first, if I think of simplifying. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in bare cubes and just use that for the foot. Just bare cubes, man. SZ, GX, and I would come to the side view and then put this in place. SZ, move this in place just like so. Shift D, Y. GX. I don't know if this is high enough. GZ. Okay. For this, I feel like it needs more support, so I can duplicate this. At this point, I'm taking creative liberty because all of this is not part of the design. And maybe I should even do that more often. Okay. This bench is done. I'm going to start applying materials. Already have materials established already. I feel like the whole thing is going to be wood, but in this case, I think I would have to make a duplicate of this and then make it extra darker, but desaturated. So I'm going to do 0.3 on the saturation and then extremely dark. Cool. I'm going to link these materials and then I want to select all just like so. Control A, geometry to mesh, and then I'm going to bring in an empty and align everything. So it looks like I have time for one more. GZ, SX, and then parent everything to that, and then I'm going to create a new collection and call it bench. No, bench 3. Oh, don't be ahead of yourself. Bench 3. I was already calling it bench 4 just now. So the last bench. Last bench, I'm going to be flipping through all of this. Let me see how fast I can go with this. So let's start with, I think a common thing that all of them have is the base. This base and 4 legs. And what is changing is this backrest right here. So I think this is going to be fast for me. This is going to be fast. And then this right here. So I just want to create the base and then the 4 legs, and then I'll push from there. So I'm going to create a cube, scale on all axes apart from the Z axis, scale on the Z. I can GZ, bring this up, scale on the Z, just like so. And I can SY. I don't think a bench should be this flat without any form of breakage in there. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Needs ventilation. Delete face, extrude. Let me do that again. Bevel. Delete face and extrude. Then I can bring in a plane. RX 90. Come to the side view. Scale down. I can put this around here. Rotate. And I can scale like so. SX. So since this is going to be changing, I'm going to duplicate this and move it out of the way. So I can create one for this, go on to the next, create one for that. And that's how we can have, like, I think 3 extra benches. I want to create a stand for this. I already have one before, but I'm just going to create a fresh one for this, since they all look like they're just standing upright. So I'm going to bring in a cube, come to the front view, scale down. I'm going to scale on the Z, scale down. And I'm going to GZ, scale on all apart from the Z axis. And I'm scaling on the Z just like so. And right here I can GX. And I can come to this side, scale on all axes apart from the Z axis, GY. And I can scale on the Z axis, GZ, scale, GZ. I think this is enough for the base. Scale, GZ, GZ, GX. So right here, I feel like I have enough. I can duplicate on this side and duplicate on this side. And I think this is a strong base. However, again, I don't feel like it's good design leaving that center bare. So I'm going to duplicate this. Shift D. A lot of base, but it makes a better design sense. So this is straight up top and then grooves down. So I'm going to do this one first. Grooves down here, and then we have one up top just like so. So I am going to deselect this, or maybe just select this to this. I'm going to isolate, or how am I going to do this? I'm going to isolate that. And then select this just like so. I'm going to bevel all of those, delete those faces, select all of those faces, extrude those, select all, and I think I clicked bevel already, but I want to apply scale first and then bevel. Then this right here, I can select this loop and just scale it. And what I'm trying to achieve is what? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, I think I even need to scale it in and not up. So this, I'm going to come to the side and then extrude. Right? And then I'm going to select all and then extrude along the mouse, just like so. Right here, I want to move this back a little bit because I like the slight offset that this is giving right here. So I'm going to apply all of that scale, select all, or I think I just want to select the boundary loops. I hope it will be able to give me the boundary loops. It's not giving me, so I have to select all of this loop myself. This is stressful. You know what? I'm going to use the bevel modifier. Apply bevel. Cool. This is one bench done. Even though it's, I don't know, it's looking funky. I think probably because I've not beveled this down part. So let me quickly bevel that. Bevel. Apply. Apply scale. Select all. Bevel. Apply scale. Select all. Bevel. Okay. GY. So I can select all this and give it its own empty again. GZ, scale, and scale on the x-axis. I'm going to select all and then parents this. I don't think I applied all of this modifier, so I'm going to Shift A, convert to mesh, and then I think I'm going to assign materials to this. I think all can be this, so I can select the entire thing and then link material. Looks weird, but I think it's because it's in the material preview and it's not in the realistic render of cycles. So this is going to be bench 4, I believe. Bench 4. Last but not released. I don't even know. You know what? Bring bench 4, and I want to duplicate this right here and this right here, or just copy those, and then in the collection I'm going to paste those back so I can remove the parents and then model a different facade for this. So I can Shift DX and just bring this in, and what I'm doing next is 2 upstands and then grooves around it. So this is first, I'm going to copy this down, then create 2 upstands. SX, no? Around bounding balls, SX. I think this is the final time these guys are bringing this light. It feels as though I can feel it. Oh my God. They brought it back. That's good. X, delete face, and then with this I can extrude. Select all, E, apply scale, bevel. V, I can GY, and then for this I can add the grooves, make it just 4. Then this B, I can remove this face and with this I can select all and extrude. For this I feel like you should have some nail, some kind of a nail, like actually it just feels like it can't stand on its own. It needs nails, man. You know what? I think I can. Oh shit. For the nails, let's do like this. So what I'm going to do right here. For the nails, sit. Let me first of all bevel this. Apply scale, and then bevel. Cylinder, scale, GZ, scale. Yeah. Scale on the Z. Bring this in. Scale on the normal. Select these two boundaries. Bevel those. Bevel those. And down here too, you can bevel that. So I can select both, and then this face can be scaled on the Z. No? Or I can just select this face and bevel. So right here I can rotate, make it really small, set in here. I can GY in, and then GX, just like so. And in the same vein, in the same menu, or the same object rather, in the same object I can duplicate this to make this double. So what I can do with this now is Shift D, Shift D. The reason I couldn't do this for the last model was because it was just a lot. It was a lot. And I can't do this same process for all of it. It should just be a whole different headache of its own. Shift D. As a matter of fact, all of this should be smaller than they are right now. So I can scale from individual origins just like so. And I can join all of those, and then using this as a reference I can flip the other way. Okay, cool. I can select all, and then no, GY. Can I GY or GX rather? GX. GX. Ctrl A, apply to mesh, and we're good. So I can bring in an empty and then fix in place, scale this down, GZ, scale on the X axis, and then parent all of that, and boom. we can call this bench 5. Bench 6 is next, and that is going to be the last. I promise that is going to be the last. So bench 5, I can turn this all off, and then bench 5, what's the facade like? 2 up, down. In fact, I think I can use bench 6, bench 5 to create bench 6. Let me call that back. Can I duplicate the entire thing? Shift D, and I can move this to bench 6. So turn off bench 5. And the fundamental difference in bench 5 and bench 6 is the fact that this is just 2. So I can delete this 2. And then this, from the side view, I can just select and delete. Okay. So I have all 6, and I can delete all my other just scale references that I have on the scene. And maybe I can call all the benches we have done today. GX. You know what? Onto GX incrementally. Yep. GX. GY. All incremental. GX. GY. GX. GY. I can take out this, take this out again. And voila, we have a couple of benches that we can upload to CGTrader for sale, or park benches rather. I'm going to link all these textures to this one. Parent, I think the foot of this one, I am going to link to this darker texture. And then link this to, I think same is going to apply to these ones also. Link those. Something I'm seeing is, I don't think these nails have any material, so I'm going to link these nails to the metal. And then this one inside here, this support spine right here, probably going to be this metal. So I'm still not satisfied with the colors. I don't particularly like them. So something I have to fix before, I'll upload on the platform. Okay, this is better. This foot needs to be this. Link material. And then this need, in fact, let me bring down value to 0.4. Yeah. So, yep. There you have it. There you have it. As a matter of fact, I can just duplicate this around and make it look like it's larger than it looks. Meanwhile, they're just repeated benches. Okay. Let me add in a plane. Select this 2, extrude on the Z. Select the center one, this and this, and then I can bevel. Then I can add in a camera. Right here. And for the camera, I want it to be like 120. Yep. This is a short right here. The only thing is that this metal is not metaling at all. At all, at all. I think it's because of the sky itself. The sky is influencing the color. So I can go to the world and then turn off that saturation. It's messed up. I think I'm going to look for an HDRI. Looking for an HDRI that works with our model. Yeah, I like this. So I'm just going to run a quick render and see what it looks like. Divide this by 4. Render image. I should be rendering more of these things so that when I'm uploading on CGTrader, I don't have to start rendering for each before I upload. That would be a whole lot of headache. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I want to believe that I'm still streaming. That's about it, guys. So long. And until I see you in the next one. Peace. Streaming for an hour, 40 minutes. Crazy, man.